This conference will now be recorded.
Hello. Hello. Someone is joined with name of which I may know is this. Hmm? Hi Rupari, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. And so today onwards the link it could be this one only till next 15 days. Okay.
Okay.
So don't worry about the link. You can join with this link in the next 10 to 15 days. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Hi Nurse Reddy, how are you? And Rupali Simha, I hope you both are my students. And someone joined with the
Hi,
name of
sir.
Vijay. Yes, hi. May I know who is this Vijay? Radhakrishna, did you share the link to anyone rather than this Nursery and Rupari? Okay. Please mute your systems. Nursery, you just mute your system. Okay, fine. Good enough. So, this particular course, it could be a Python programming language that you already know it, right? So the Python, it was so popular. The reason is that we are using the Python in different kind of applications. Okay. So if you want to work with Python programming language, so first you should have a software in your laptop. That particular software you can download from the Google. So how we can download and how we can install, I can show you in a 5 minutes. So here we can go ahead for www.anaconda.com. So this is the website. So from this particular website, you can download the Anaconda, so which is very popular for the data science people. So it's when you're reaching anaconda.com, in this particular thing, here we have the download option, and you just click on this one. It's start downloading, right? So yes, this is the way you can start downloading your application. Once downloadation is done, then you can just double click on it, go for the next. Automatically, it can be installed. Okay, Nursery, you can do yourself, and Rupali, you also
Okay, sir.
do yourself.
Yes, I have it downloaded.
Okay, so the first step, yes, the first step is download the Anaconda and install the Anaconda. Okay, once that one is done, I would like to show you how we can able to use that particular software. So if you want to be open that particular software from the search tool, then what you will do, you can type the Anaconda. When you're typing the Anaconda, we'll get the Anaconda navigator. Okay, this symbol, this Anaconda symbol, you will get it. So Anaconda navigator, you can just open it. Once if you click on it, if that it can be opened whenever you are installed. If you're not installed, you won't get this kind of application. So first step is download and install. Once it is done, then we are opening that particular application. So I'm just opening this particular application. So here I already told you, right? Anaconda is the software which is the customized, which is combining the all customized softwares or third-party softwares. Data Lore is also one software. IBM Watson is also one software, and Jupyter Lab is also one software. Jupyter Notebook is also software. Bluewiz, Spider, RStudio, Qt Console, and PyCharm and Orange 3. These all are the softwares only. So the only Anaconda Navigator which is collecting the all third-party softwares. So which one you are comfortable, that particular software you can launch and you can use it. So most of the time I would like to go for using the web-based interactive computing network environment. There you can directly edit and run, and you can human readable documents also you can describe by the time of data analysis. Okay, so that was the reason I would like to prefer the fourth option, Jupyter Notebook. Okay, if I just launch this one, it's start opening. So here we have a desktop and data, DS 107. Oh, this is the new batch folder. This is the existing folder. So this is the way you can able to access your local folders. So this is my desktop. So if you want to create anything inside of the desktop, I want to create the folder. If you want to create the folder, nothing you'll do. Here we have the new option. Okay, so you just click on the new option. We'll get the some sub options, something like Python 3 or text file and folder. If you want to create your own folder, you just click on the folder. So when you click on the folder, which is creating the one untitled folder, okay, but this is the folder, it doesn't have the name. So you just select this one. When you select this particular folder, we'll get the option is rename. Okay, so you'll get the option is rename. So you just click on this one. Once if you click on, you have access to modify this particular name. I'm modifying the name is ds one auth. So it's a Python, right? So it's a Python. Okay. 112. So 112 batch Python 112, and you just click on this particular Python 112, and within this particular folder you don't have any kind of Python files. If you want to create the Python files, what you will do, you just click on the new option. You just click on the new option and click on the Python 3. Once if you click on the Python 3, then you will have the option, you will get some new window over here. You will see the one specific box, right? So this is the box, we are calling it say shell. What it is? This is the box, this is the cell. So this is the cell. Usually the people, if they call it's a box, but you can say it's a cell. Okay, so this is the cell. What you will do, we will use in two ways. We can use in two ways. How many ways we can use it? Two ways. One is for documentation purpose, and second one is coding purpose. Okay, so these options you can select. You can select default, it's a coding. So this box default, it's a coding. Okay, default it's a coding, but you can modify as documentation option also. Default it's a coding, right? For example, I want to print the hello, you can use the print and hello. Okay, so if I run it, here we have the run option. If I run it, so you got the output over here. Again, one more box is created. So this is the box. The previous box I used default as a coding, but I want to use the next box as like document. If you want to make it this particular box as a document, then you can go and select the option. So here we have the code, markdown, and heading, and draw and be convert. We just click on the markdown, and here we can write. So if you want to create the heading, then we can use the single hash in a documentation mode. This is heading 1. Okay, if you want to make it heading smaller heading, then we can use the 2 hashes. This is heading 2, and I want to make it the heading little bit smaller, then small font, then you can go with 3 hash characters and space. This is heading 3. If you want to little decrease this length of that font size, then we can go ahead with the 4 hashes. This is heading 4. Okay, and if you go ahead with 5, then very small. This is heading 5. And if you go with 6, so till 6 only we have it, heading 6. If you go with more than 6, it's not considered. Only 6 headings only we have it in a documentation mode. Okay, and see, and one more thing here, I want to write some text rather than the heading. You can directly writing over here. Okay, this is normal font, normal paragraph. This is normal. This is normal paragraph. See, this is the way we can able to use the same box, either coding the same box. We can use something like document. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mhm. Hello, I hope you understood, right? The same cells we can use in 2 ways. One is for coding, one is for documentation. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now, so here I want to explain about Python programming language. In case of Python programming language, it is a structure oriented programming language. So you have to understood the structure of the Python. Okay, so when you're writing a program, so first we need to go for understanding the what is program. Let's go for understand what is program. Tell me, what is program? Do you have an idea about what is program? So program is nothing but it's a collection of statements. Get. So let's go for understand what is program. Program means it's a collection of statements. It's instead of statements we can say it's instructions, collection of instructions to do a specific task, to do any one of task actually by CPU or by computer, whatever it is. Okay, if you want to be do a particular task by the CPU, we need to collect some kind of instructions. The instructions we have to provide from your computer to your CPU, right? So here basically there is two instructions are there. So what exactly the instruction? So when it comes to the instruction means in a program, a line of code, we are calling it say instruction, a line of code. So within a program, each and everything, it could be instruction, a line of code in a program. So that we are calling it say instruction. So basically the instructions are two types. The first one is the comment. Okay. So second one is the statement. So comment means very simple thing. If you want to stop execution of any line, then we can use the comment. So intentionally we are hiding the execution of a line, that we are calling it a comment. Or sometimes you may comment multiple lines also. Okay, that how we will do, I can show you practical with a small example. Okay, so statement means we are trying to executing by CPU a line lines can execute. Something is not executing. Something is not executing, that we are calling it's a comment. Something is executing in a program, that we are calling it's a statement. Okay, so this is about a program and the within a program instruction and what are the type of instructions we have. So comments will see in a program, in a Python program, if you want to build a comment, if you want to comment only single line, then we can use the hash. This is the single line comment. So we can able to comment only single line a comment. So if you want to comment multiple lines, then we can use the triple quotes. This is the multi-line comment. Okay, so we can able to comment multiple lines. Now I want to make it some statements. This is a print statement. This is print statement. That means it's a printing on the screen. Print statement. So statement means something it can be executed. So the sixth statement is executed. Once it is executed, it can be displaying the, this is the print statement can be displaying the monitor. Okay. Meanwhile, here this is also statement. So with this statement, what it is doing, 23 is holding in a variable. Okay. So if you want to go with print a, you can directly print it. So what here it is doing? So printing on 23, printing the A data, printing what we have in A, what we have in A. Okay, whatever the data we have in A, that we are going to printing with help of the print statement. See, the 6th, 7th, and 8th are the statements, and from 1 to 5th are the comments. From the 1 to 5th, the first line, which is a single line comment, the rest of the 3 are the multi-line comments. So you're commenting the multiple lines in a one time with help of the triple quotes. I hope you're clear, right?
Yes.
So can you note this example?
Done, sir.
Okay, I hope you understood, right? Statements and comments. Now, in a program, you can consider two things. Some of the names, some are already defined. Some of the names are already defined. Okay, so whatever the names which are already defined, that we are calling it same keywords. In a Python program also, the programming language which are already defined, I want to see that what are the keywords we have it, what are the predefined names we have it. Okay, so if you want to see it, here import is the one keyword. With help of the import keyword, we can import some kind of libraries. So the library keyword is having the all keywords. So inside of the keyword library, we have the KW list which contains the all keywords. So that's we are going to display now. See, we can see false and none, true. These are the keywords. These are the three keywords which is started with capital letter, but rest of the things are started with smaller case letters. Yield, with, while, try, written, rise, pass, are, not, local, lambda, is, in, import, if, global, from, finally. These all are the keywords only. So this each and every keyword we are going to be using when situation comes. Topics wise, we would like to go for on each and every keyword. So once if you have a knowledge in this all keywords, that means you have a good enough knowledge in a Python programming language. So these keywords, if you know it, when to use it and how to use it, it's almost 80% of the coding you are done from the Python. Okay, but don't try to push everything into brain in one time. So instead of that one, in a topic wise, we'll continue the understanding of each and every keyword. Okay, can note this example. Done.
Yes.
Now let's go for the identifiers. Coming to this particular identifiers, okay, identifiers means user defined names. Previously these are the names are the predefined name. Okay, now as a programmer can define his own names, that we are calling it say user defined names or identifiers. User defined names and identifiers. You might be thinking why the programmer need to be defining these names. The only thing is that to give the name entities for name entities for okay variables. If you want to create the names for variables, if you want to create the names for functions, if you want to create the names for classes, if you want to create the names for objects, then we can use the identifier concepts. Okay, but thing is that by the time of giving the names for these variables, functions and classes, we have to follow some kind of rules. What are the rules we should follow it? If you are not following these rules, if you're creating the names for variables, functions and classes, you might be getting the errors for that. The first rule is we can use the alphabets. We can use alphabets. That means small a to small z, small a to small z, and next capital A to capital Z. Second one is we can use digits. The digits are 0 to 9. Third one is we can use underscore. We can use underscore, shift with minus. Okay, these are the three rules we can follow it, but the next rules are it's a don't follow it, negative rules, nothing but. Here we can use the digits, right, in a while writing the names for variables and functions and classes, but you don't start with the digits. So we can use the digits, but you don't start with the digit. This is the major rule. Don't start with digit. And fifth one is previously we seen some keywords, right? These are all keywords. These keywords exactly don't use it. Don't use keywords. And moreover, Python is the case sensitive. Uppercase letters are different and smaller case letters are different. Same names we can use uppercase or smaller case. If we change the character instead of the smaller case, we can use uppercase, then we can use it. But exactly don't use it. Okay, don't use keywords as the identifiers. Last but not least, other than the underscore, we can see anything inside other than the digits, other than the underscore, and other than the alphabets. We can see any special character in a computer or keyboard. Those things don't use it. Okay, don't use special characters. Special characters. Okay, so these are the rules we should follow it. Just note this just note these concepts, identifier concepts. Guys, is it done?
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll go with understanding the. So I already told you, right? Identifiers we can use like variables, right? Now let's go for understand variables. So what exactly the variables? So variables is nothing but it's a storage. If you want to store some information in the memory, then variables will help you to store data in a memory with reference. So if you want to access every time that particular data with a memory location, it's little tough for us, right? So if I use some names to access the data or to store the data in the memory as a reference, then it could be easy for us, right? So that's the situation. We can use a variables concepts. In other programming languages, if you want to use the variables, we have to declare, but in Python, we don't need to declare. Directly we can use it. we don't need to declare the variables before using it. Declare the variables before using it. But in C programming language, we have to declare the variables first, then we can use it. But in Python, we don't need to declare, we can directly use it. So here, how we can able to use it, data you can directly assign to the variables. So for example, the variable where you're holding the data is 23. If you want to print this one, you can print it. So we are not getting any kind of error. The reason is that this is the variable name which is following the exactly these rules. So we are just using only alphabets. We are just using only alphabets, and so that we are not getting any kind of error. For example, if I use uppercase letters, then what happens, we'll see. We can use smaller case letters, we can use uppercase letters. Even you're not getting any kind of error. Next one is you can use the digits. We can use the digits wherever you want to, use it, wherever you want to put it. Okay, even though you're not getting any kind of error. And we can try to use the underscore wherever you want to, put it. Okay, so even you're using the underscore, even though you're not getting any kind of error. So that means we can use the digits, we can use underscore, we can use alphabets, we can use smaller case alphabets and uppercase alphabets. We are not getting any kind of error. Okay, so till can you try to execute this particular program? These 4 programs or 4 statements, we can try to execute it. So this is the 4 rules, this is the 4 statements are following these variables rules, so that we are not getting any kind of error. If you are not following this particular rule, then what happens, we'll see once if you know. Hello, you nursery ready? Is it
Sir.
done?
Sir.
Done.
Is it done?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, now we'll try to go for use the digits. If you start with the digit, then what happens, we'll see. If you start with the digit, you will get the syntax error. You can see, so previously also we used the digits, but when you are starting with the digit, that is the problem here. And we can use some special characters. So at the rate is a special character, right? If I use the special character also, you will get the syntax error. Okay, and here we can use some keywords. While is the keyword. If I use the while keyword instead of the variable var. Okay, so if I use the keyword, then it could be again error. So this is the rules, we should follow it. So don't use the special characters, don't use the special names, and don't start with the digits. These are the 3 rules we must be followed, otherwise we will get the syntax error. Just note this example. Okay, so guys, this is for today's class. As of now, we just understood what is the Python programming language, how we can use the this particular Jupyter notebook in different ways, and so we started understanding the Python. In any coding, any program, comments and statements are common. Some of the special names are there. Some of user-defined names are there that we have discussed for this particular class. By next class, what we will do, we have some kind of data types, that all data types and with some built-in functions we will see by tomorrow class. Okay,
Okay,
and
thank
if you
you.
want to access the if you want to access the recordings, please share your mail ID so that we can able to share the recording for your mail directly from the Canvas playlist. Okay, see you, take care.
Thank you.